Hi everyone, this is Brian with BsnTech Networks, bringing to you a video tutorial on your website builder. In this video tutorial, we are going to discuss how you can actually change the theme or the look and the feel of your website. With the website builder profile, there are thousands of different themes or templates out there that you can choose from. By default, we use a fairly simplistic, professional and clean theme that allows you to customize it personally. So in this tutorial, we have already logged into the admin panel, and what we want to do is hover over Appearance, and then we can hit Customize. By choosing this, we are going to customize the current theme that's already installed with your website builder. By clicking Customize, it will bring up the customization of the theme. Over on the right side, it shows you a general idea of how the website looks before the changes have been applied, and then as you make changes to the customization, it will update accordingly. So you have plenty of options over here for customizing the way your website looks. You can do the Set Navigation. This is for the navigation panels. So if you wanted to change the menus, then you can do so here. By default, these are already set, so you should not really need to change these. And in the previous video tutorial, we explained how to create menus as well as the secondary menu. The secondary menu is what is appearing at the top. The primary menu is right here. Going on, set front homepage. By default, we have already set this. We also created a homepage for you, which is why it appears in there. Header content. Site title. This is where you can actually change the title of your website. So let's change it to My Website, and before your eyes, it automatically will change. Now this will not take effect on your website until you hit Save and Publish. That way it gives you the opportunity to go through and tweak the design or the layout based on how you like. Next, you can have a tagline. So I'm just going to say this is my website too. And right underneath it, you can see that it appears. Somewhat hard to read, but you can actually change that with the coloring. What about a logo? If you have a logo, you can upload it here. You simply would click Upload, hit Select Files, and then that will open up a browser on your computer here for you to choose the logo file, and then you would hit Open. It would then upload it to your website builder account, and then you can click on Use Image. Right now it's grayed out since there's no image selected, but you can do that. Well, we go ahead and do that. I've already previously uploaded a logo to the site. It's under the Media Library, so I'm going to click on Media Library. There's our logo. I'm clicking on that. Now the Use Image is not grayed out, and I can click it. Alright, there's my logo. Automatically applied it to the site. Next, let's go down to the layout. The layout, there's a lot of different items in here that you can change. You can change the width of the website, change how you want the header, how you want the navigation, and so on. So if we make this full, you can see what will happen here. In this case, nothing really happens. But instead of it being in a smaller area, it could span the full width of the website, much like the navigation. That's a perfect example. What about header alignment? Well, we can change that too. Why don't we put that over to the left? In real time, it changes it and it moves it over to be left aligned. You could also right align it. And you can just also go back and put center. Now, one thing I do want to point out here, if you do not want this text, that's very simple to change. All you have to do is just delete it out of here, and you can see that it's gone. So if you simply wanted to have a logo, then that's perfect. Then you would not need to have the site title information there. Alright, well, let's go back to layout. Okay, navigation. This is what I was alluding to earlier. Let's go ahead and change this to contained. Alright, and because the web browser width is only 1,000 pixels, it still looks like it's the whole width. But if we come up here and change the width to, say, 700, you can now see that the navigation only will span that width of 700 as opposed to the full width. So if we come back in here and do the navigation layout back to fluid or full width, it immediately goes back to full width. I'm going to change this back to the 1000 pixels that it was set at. Navigation search. If you'd like a neat little search magnifying glass, you can hit enabled right there, and that's going to show you a little magnifying glass in your search bar, and then you can click on it and somebody can just search away for your website. Alright, so here's another thing, sidebar layout. You'll notice over here we just have a simple sidebar. It's got a search bar in it. But if you don't want a sidebar at all you have to do is change this to sidebar, or excuse me, content, no sidebars. And before long, the sidebar is now gone. You have some other options here. You can do content and then two sidebars and then content, a sidebar on both the left and the right with content in the middle. So you have several different options that you can choose. So the sidebar layout, that would be for your pages. A blog could also have different layout, and then even a single blog post can have a different layout even yet. Footer layout. This is what's down here. These are the footer widgets. Again, we have this set at fluid full width, but you can change that as well. If you do not want to have any of these widgets, then simply change this to 0. You can change the footer widgets to whatever you would like. I'm going to set that back to 3. And that generally does it for the layout. Okay, next, colors. This is a big part of what people are looking for. Base colors. So the background color of this website is white. Let's change it to black. I'm going to change it to black, and boom, it automatically changes it. So you can change the text color, you can change link colors. The base colors of the site is just exactly that. It's the base colors of the website. So I'm going to go ahead and change that back to white. Header colors. If you wanted to have this section of your website a different color of its own, you can do so. Again, let's do this, and I'm just going to change it to yellow. And all of a sudden, the header of the website now changes to yellow, while it still leaves the content area and the footer areas all the same. Let's go ahead and change this back. If you want this to automatically inherit the base colors, simply delete out this color code there, and then click out of it. And then it will remove the color. Same thing here, site title. There's the tagline. If you wanted to change the tagline, right now it's kind of hard to read, so let's make it a red color. Alright, now we can read that a little easier. Navigation colors. This is for the main navigation bar. Background, as you can see, there's the background in blue. We can easily change that to, let's go to this bright color there, and it changes it. I'm going to change that back to blue. Text. This is the text color. You can see that it's white. Background hover. So usually if you hover over a link, it would change from a color to a different color. Now because we only have one link on here, it automatically is background current, which is black. If we were to hover over it and we had a different link, then this is what the background hover would be for. You would hover over the link, and instead of the blue background, it would change to the background that you want to specify here. Then once you actually click on the link, that is what this background current is. So if we change this, you will see that the background for the current page we're on has now changed to that color. You can do this for all of the other items as well. So you've got your sub-navigation colors. This would be for a drop-down. So if you make sub-items under here, then this would be the background color, the hover, and all that such. Content colors, this would be for this part of the site. Change this, and how about we change it to a dark blue, and you can see that it changes just that content section of the site. Again, to automatically inherit the base colors, simply delete out that color code and then click anywhere outside the box. That will then refresh it to use the base color. Same thing, you've got link colors, hovers, content title, which would be this right here, blog post title, and as you can see, there is a lot of options here. Sidebar widgets, the footer widget, that's what this area is down here. If we click on there, you can see it's black, and there's the links that are in red. Footer colors, this is the very, very bottom of the site right there. Again, the background is blue, and the links are in red. Alright, if we hit the little back arrow up here, that will take us back. Typography. By default, the website uses Open Sans, but you have a great deal of different fonts that you can change for the website. We're going to go ahead and change it to Lucida, and you will see the font change, and now the font's different. Same thing here. You can change font size, so you can change it to bold. And these are all the default fonts if you don't specify them in the website editor. So you have a great deal of variety here to customize the website. Capitalize, uppercase, lowercase, that would make all of them the same. There's the font size. If we want to change the font to be smaller, you can see that it immediately makes the font much smaller on the site. By default, it's set to 19 pixels. Site title, it's set to inherit. Again, you can specifically change the site title to something else. So we're going to change it to a Google font. And you see there that that font now looks different than the other fonts on the site. The site tagline, again, you can change that as well. That is the font for that right there. Site navigation, that would be for your navigation. You can change that. Widget titles, there's your heading. That is what this would be right there. You've got some more headings. And that takes care of it for your typography, or the font on the website. You've got a lot of other items here that you can go through and change. Background images, if you would like to use a background image for your website as opposed to just a blank color, you can do that here. So you can upload a picture, and for giggles we'll just use this image so you can see what it looks like, and it just repeats it over and over again. Now if you don't want it to repeat, you can change it to 100% width and see what this does. Alright, so that makes it 100% wide. Cover and contain. You also can change it to repeat X, which means it will repeat from left to right. We'll show you an example of this. There you go. So it's repeating from left to right, but not up and down. If you want up and down, it would be repeat Y, and it goes down. If you want both X and Y, you just simply set it to repeat. Or if you do not want to repeat at all, hit no repeat. Something else you can do is the attachment. By default, when you scroll, you see that the background moves with it. Let's change it to repeat so you can see this better. So you can see that it's moving with the site. A cool feature here is to set it to fixed. This makes it look like your website is floating over your background. So as you scroll, see how your background stays the same. It does not move, although the actual text and the content of your website does move. So that's the background images. You can apply one for the body. You can apply one for the navigation. You can apply one for the content, which is just this section right here. You can apply one for the sidebar widgets, the footer areas, and the footer widgets as well. Alright, what about secondary navigation? At the very top, you've got a secondary navigation, only if you have turned that on. Let's click on secondary navigation, and you have all the options here to customize that secondary navigation. Where you want it to be. Above the header, float right, left sidebar, right sidebar, or turn it off. And we can turn it off here, and you can see what that's going to look like, and it's gone. Alright, if we put it on the right sidebar, you can see that nothing happened because we shut the sidebars off. So that is one thing to also keep in mind. We're going to go ahead and make it above the header again, back how it was. And I'm going to go ahead and also get rid of the background image, so this is a little easier to view. To do that, I just come back here to hit background images and hit remove. Now I'm going to go back down here and choose secondary navigation. And then you can change the typography. Again, that is the font. You can change the color. Let's change the color to a black background, and right immediately it changes to a black background. So you have all those options for the secondary navigation. And we can go back. And then finally, widgets. The widgets is where you can add little boxes on the website. As an example, for a header, let's go ahead and create a widget. You can do a calendar, you can do a list of categories, you can do a custom menu, you can do a page, you can do comments, posts, a search, or if you just want to make something yourself, choose text. So I'm going to hit text. I'm going to say test widget. This is a test widget that appears in the header on the right side. And as you can see, it's got the name, and then it has the information that I typed in. I'm going to go ahead and delete that to remove it from the site. Footer widgets. That are what these are down here. So you have footer widget 1, 2, and 3. Right now there is nothing in there, so it shows this default text. If we go ahead and add a widget, that default text is going to disappear. So test footer widget 1. This is a test only. And there it is. So there's the header, and there's the text that I typed in. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that, and the default text is going to appear again. Okay, so the default template or theme that's installed has a great degree of functionality and customization that you can do to it. But what happens if you just aren't satisfied with the theme or the template and you want to do something else? No problem. First of all, if you have made changes here, it's very important that if you want to save them, to hit save and publish. Otherwise, you will lose all of the changes and the customizations that you've done. But if not, hit the X, and that's going to take you back to your admin panel. Okay, for themes, there are thousands of other themes out there that you can choose from. If you hover over Appearance, hit Themes. And by default, you can see this is the theme that is installed. If you want to hit a new theme, hit Add New, and this will open up the theme browser. You can see different pictures of different themes that you can use on the website. Now, some of these are very limiting. Some do allow for a great degree of customization. So you may just go around and play with them and see if there's any that you like. So these are the featured themes that come up by default. But there's a lot more than that. You can click on Popular, and then that's going to give you a great deal of additional themes. As you can see, there's almost 2,000 themes under Popular. And you can continue scrolling on forever and ever and ever with different themes and different access to make your website stand out. If you want to actually filter, you can use a feature filter, and you can choose colors, a specific layout, responsive would be mobile friendly, features, or subjects. So that way you can narrow down the search results. If there's one that you like, all you have to simply do is click on it. We'll do the customizer one here that I just passed up. Look at this again. It's probably under the popular. That's what I need to do. Hit popular, customizer, and I can hit details and preview. And this will kind of give a live preview of how the site may look. So there you go. That is a live preview. And then all we have to do is hit install and then activate. So let's go ahead and hit install. That will download the theme directly to your website builder account. And now you can hit activate, or you can hit live preview to see how your website's going to look before you even activate it. So we are going to preview this now. It does take it a moment. And this is how it's going to look on the website. It's got the website builder name and a large picture, and you then can just go through and customize the theme. And if you like it, you can hit save and activate. Over here is all the options for this specific theme. It looks like it even includes a slideshow, so that's a great feature. Anyways, I do not want to activate this theme, so I'm just going to exit out, and then I'm actually going to uninstall it. So to uninstall it, I'm going to click on it and then hit delete. It's going to ask me if I want to delete it, and then I'll hit OK. Alright, well, this video tutorial should have showed you how to customize the default theme or template that's installed with your website builder account, and it also showed you how to install additional themes to completely change the look and feel of the website if desired. If you have any questions, certainly reach out to our tech support over at BsnTech.com. Alright, thank you for watching. This was Brian with BsnTech Networks.